my appearance, but I've got a lot going on. It is the day before our Thanksgiving dinner, and I just picked up my house a little bit. I still have to do a little bit of cleaning, but I needed to sit down and plan out everything and see exactly what I need to be doing today. I'm gonna do as much today as I can as so that I don't have to do as much tomorrow. So I'm gonna show you my list of things to do, and then we will just jump in and get started. I hope that this video helps you, maybe gives you some Thanksgiving ideas, also some motivation to get your butt up and get something done, because we all know that we need that every once in a while. So here's everything that I have to get done today. So green bean casserole, corn casserole, little smokies. I have to cut up the cheese and the summer sausage for the relish tray, and then I need to make the pumpkin pie and the cookies. And then as far as cleaning goes, I need to sweep all the floors, mop the kitchen, and then clean the hallway bathroom. I'm just gonna open all of these up and dump it in this big pan with the juices and everything. You can drain yours if you want, but I prefer not to, because I am going to boil these in some beef broth before I assemble the casserole. One thing to note about all of my recipes is that I did not have a mom growing up, so I don't have any of her recipes whatsoever. Everything is from experience or from friends or all of the outer layer off, and then I will start cutting it up. I started out by doing slices, but then I quickly realized that that was not going to work. So I ended up cutting the slices in half, and you'll see how I do it. But honestly, I think that is the best way to do it because it fits perfectly on a cracker and it's not too much of one thing on your cracker, if that makes sense. So anyway, just gonna cut this up. Let me know down below, at your family gatherings, do you guys put stuff out on the table for people to snack on while dinner is getting finished up, or do you just not even bother with it? I used to not do it, but I've recently started doing it these past couple years, and it has been a really big hit. Plus, it's a good snack after everyone leaves. Now I'm just going to add this into a greased 9x13 pan, and I'm just going to set it off to the side with the french fried onions on the top and just let it cool off a little bit before I throw it in the fridge. All of these dishes that I'm making today, and of course I had to sneak a little taste test because, you know, chef's taste test is always necessary, right? Anyway, I'm letting everything come to temperature and putting this stuff in the fridge for the next day. It's just so much easier that way, you guys. Don't overwhelm yourself because it's just not worth it, you know? It's just food. So anyway, next, finishing up the relish tray, I got this pre-cut bag of broccoli and cauliflower, but of course there were some bigger pieces in there that I wanted to cut up just to make sure that everything was bite-sized and nobody was chomping on broccoli at the dinner table. So I'm just picking through and getting out all of the bigger pieces and just gonna chop through that really quick. Also, continuing to multitask, I'm doing all of this while the rice is cooking. It does have to cook for about 20 minutes, so I did not want to let any time go to waste. is how it's supposed to look. And you can see that I had a little bit of leftovers, but it turned out just fine. This is how it looks when it comes out of the oven. It is so good. You guys definitely try it. So now we are moving on to the mac and cheese. So I had never made this recipe before, and I actually wasn't going to make homemade mac and cheese, but at the very last minute I watched a Kristen Step video, and she made this recipe in her crock pot. But I will leave the recipe down below. It was super easy, and I highly recommend. Also, a little tip that I have for you guys: I am one of those people that has to have my kitchen clean while I'm cooking, or I just can't even think straight. So I do like to wash my dishes as I go. You can see there in the background that I have some dishwater, and I'm just throwing dirty dishes in there as I go, and it helps so much. Especially because I don't have an overabundance of every dish in the world. So I kind of have to wash things as I go, and I like it that way. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys that little tip. And also, back to the mac and cheese, the recipe says to use the block of Velveeta, but honestly, I didn't want to do that because I knew that I would be way too pressed for time. So I just used the bag of Velveeta, and it turned out just fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the bag cheese. Also, when I was mixing this up, I was getting a little scared because of the consistency. Keep in mind that this is a crock pot recipe, so I kind of altered it to make it a stovetop, but I just put it all in this pan and melted all the cheese down, and everything came together just fine. So if you guys want to use that method as well, highly recommend. It all worked out in the end. I always do 10 just because I'd rather have underdone cookies than overdone cookies. So when you take them out, they're not going to look done, but it's okay because they will continue to cook and they will be perfect. So my special number is 10 minutes and I take it out as soon as the timer goes off. Put it on the sheet pan or put it on the stove just to let it flatten out a little bit, and then I'll take them off about 2 or 3 minutes after and then just let them cool. So that seems to be my magic number, and that is not in the recipe, but of course I will leave the recipe link down below for you, but that's just kind of my experience with these cookies. Okay, so here's what my list is looking like. I got everything cooked that I wanted to get done today, but I haven't really cleaned anything. I've been so busy cooking. It is 2 o'clock right now, but I just wrote down the recipe for the mac and cheese. And of course, I will have recipes for everything that I make down below, whether they are linked or typed out. But I think I'm gonna be done for today. I might pick up a little bit later and sweep and mop the kitchen and clean the hallway bathroom, but I don't know, my feet hurt, so we'll see how it goes. Hey guys, so it is day 2. Today is actually Sunday, and I am finishing up everything. I have a list of everything that I have to get done today, just, you know, to make sure that everything is ready by the time everyone gets here. I got a lot done yesterday, which I'm so thankful for, because if I would have had to do everything today, it would have been a complete disaster. So I'm going to show you my to-do list, and then we will just get started. It is almost 9 o'clock right now, and everyone is coming at 1 o'clock, so I have to time everything just perfect. And you know, if it's not ready when everyone gets here, then it's not ready, you know? So anyway, I'm gonna show you my to-do list, and then we're just gonna jump right in. Okay, so here's my to-do list for today. I've got a crock pot ham I need to get in the crock pot. I'm actually waiting on my husband to get home from Walmart so he can give me the pineapple that I forgot. And then I'm doing little smokies, gravy, stuffing, mashed potatoes, dinner rolls, which I need to lay out very, very soon. I need to finish up my relish tray, make the punch, and then we are deep frying a ham, which Terry's responsible for, so I'm not real worried about that. Just need to make sure that everything is clean and ready to go for him. And then I need to set the table. We have 2 inserts that I need to put in, and then I need to get all of the chairs and stuff out of storage and put those around the table. Still have to clean the hallway bathroom and still have to sweep and mop the kitchen floor. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm using these Rose dinner rolls. Everyone says these are really, really good, and the videos that I've watched it seemed like it's really easy, so hopefully it's gonna work for me. I've never done this before, so we'll see. I guess I should have tried it before, you know, but it is what it is. how the relish trays turned out. I think it looks so pretty, and hopefully everyone eats them, but I think it'll be good. Okay, so now that my husband was back from the store and got me that can of pineapple that I needed, we are getting started on the ham. So this ham is a 3-pound boneless ham, and it was honey glazed. I don't remember what exactly it was called, but anyway, it had some sort of glaze on it that was sweet, and it was spiral cut, so it was much easier to cut through. But I'm just starting out by kind of separating all of the sections that they have already pre-cut for me to make sure that all the juices get in there. And I did spray the crock pot, which helps a lot. And then I'm using the packet that it comes with and just sprinkling a little bit on top. And then I'm going to use the can of pineapple. You can use the pineapple chunks, tidbits, crushed, whatever you want to do. We just use the tidbits, and I'm just dumping the entire can over the ham, getting as much of that pineapple on top as I possibly can, and then throwing just a little bit more of that packet of glaze on top. And then I will just pop the lid on, and this will cook on low for about 4 hours. Next, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the Little Smokies recipe. I found this recipe on Pinterest a while ago, and I've been wanting to try it for a long time. So I'm just using the bigger pack of Little Smokies. This is just easier when you're feeding a crowd, and it's cheaper to go the big route. So I'm just dumping that into a greased crock pot, and then I'm going to add a jar of chili sauce. And you'll see me add water to this jar just to make sure that I get every last bit of the sauce out of there. And then it calls for a can of cranberry sauce, which is kind of weird, but it also intrigued me because normally whenever I make Little Smokies, I use barbecue sauce and grape jelly. So I definitely wanted to try this recipe, and let me tell you, it was so good. The consistency was a little thicker, but honestly, I think everyone liked it that way because you could get all the flavors in one bite instead of having to dip your smoky back into the sauce, if that makes sense. But anyway, definitely recommend that. I'll leave the recipe link down below. And then I'm getting started on the turkey gravy. Listen, I had a lot going on this day, and I was not about to make my own gravy. So I got the packets. I made 5 packets worth, so 5 cups of gravy. And I'm just going to boil it, follow the directions, you know how it goes. So I had about 12 people over at my house, and we had so much gravy left over. I made way too much. So I would say if you're feeding anywhere from, I don't know, 15 to 20 people, I think 5 packets would be perfect. Also, something to know is that if you have one of these little crock pots, 5 cups fits pretty perfectly in that crock pot. Anyway, moving on to the mashed potatoes. I am just peeling and chopping the potatoes, and then I will boil them like normal in some salted water, and it will all turn out just fine. I thought I was going to have way too many potatoes, but I did not, which closer to people being here, so I thought I would go ahead and get started on the punch. So I got this beverage dispenser at Walmart. They actually gave it to me through the grocery pickup, and I will link it down below if you guys are interested. But it was only $20, and it holds 3 gallons, so it holds quite a bit, and it's really sturdy. And it also comes with a little insert that you can put ice in to keep everything cold, and it worked so good. I'm glad that I went ahead and purchased this for Thanksgiving this year. So the recipe is 1 liter of ginger ale or Sprite, whichever you prefer, 1 container of cranberry juice. Do not get the cocktail, get the 100%, and then 1 can of pineapple juice. And this is such a good recipe. It's like the perfect punch for the holidays, and the cranberry juice just gives it such a good flavor. I also found a recipe that you add some sparkling apple cider, but my Walmart did not have any, so I had to leave that out this year. So anyway, we are finishing up with the potatoes. It was about 12:30 at this point, so I was really in crunch time, but I just drained them all, and then I'm adding a stick of butter. Also, I'm going to add about 4 ounces of cream cheese and some heavy cream, and we are just going to mix this all together. Yeah.
Not want to take it out.
That looks perfect. So I did not get to show you what everything looked like, just like set up in my kitchen, but here is the aftermath of everything. Everything was such a hit, and everybody loved just everything. And honestly, I was so proud of myself getting all of this done in 2 days, and I did it all by myself. So that was such an accomplishment for me, especially considering that, you know, I don't really have a mom to look up to. So I don't know, it was just one of those things that I was like, yeah, I'm doing just fine. So anyway, here's everything, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me cook today. That's gonna be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that it gave you some ideas for some Thanksgiving recipes. I will have all of the recipes either typed out or linked down below for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.